Good afternoon, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Graham Thompson, and I write and publish poetry under the name The Parky Poet because I was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 2015. I've also written a book called Finally Awake, which is my autobiography, growing up as a Jehovah's Witness in the 60s, 70s, and going to the 80s when I had my children. It's funny, people will say to me, all these years later, I mean, it's a long time ago now, and people still say to me, why does it so bother you, and why do you still feel the need to speak out about it? And when I wrote the book, Finally Awake, it certainly helped to get my thoughts and my feelings and my emotions out there on paper. If you are interested in buying it, it's £7.99 on Amazon.co.uk. But I wanted to share my experiences, and my experiences are like millions of other ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm not any different and any special. I kind of think, and what the reason I still speak out about it is because it's still going on today. Although the Jehovah's Witnesses have changed their opinion on a lot of things, and they've softened things a little bit, and they've tweaked things a little bit, they're still ruining lives, and they're still getting away with it. 1975, I was 15 years old when I was told. I'd been told for the 7 or 8 years previous to that Armageddon was going to come in 1975, and everyone who I knew who wasn't in the truth was going to be dead, and that includes family and friends. And while I don't believe they're giving dates anymore, but they're still telling people it's imminent. They're still discouraging people from going to university and getting good, well-paid jobs. They're still discouraging people from thinking for themselves, doing their own research, reading the Bible without the watchtower. The elders in the congregation are all male still, and it's still a male-dominated organisation where the females are expected to be subservient to the males, which is a green flag for any abusers. And believe me, there are quite a lot, not just abusing their wives physically, maybe sexually and coercively, but also abusing children. And the witnesses, as far as I'm aware, still use the 2-witness rule for abuse on children, which means there has to be 2 independent people witness the abuse, which was absolutely preposterous and could never, that just doesn't happen. They still hide things, to keep things in-house. They still practice the abhorrent shunning policy, where if someone leaves this fellowship or disfellowshipped or disassociates himself from an organisation, where people don't speak to them, don't socialise with them. I think they've eased up a little bit on families, I'm not completely up to date. And why they've ruined so many lives of people. There's people whose lives, including mine, although my life turned out brilliant and I had a good job and amazing kids, but who knows what people's lives would have been like without that constant fear all the time. And the Jehovah's Witnesses, it's bad enough other religions, they preach fear, and they, if you're bad, you're going to hell. If you're good, you're going to heaven. Every single day of your life, you're thinking Jehovah's watching, and it's like a tick box exercise, and it's completely run by fear. by bullying, and it's not right, it's not fair, and it's still going on, and it needs to stop. Or people need to wake up to that Jehovah's Witnesses is a cult. And when you say it's a cult, people, they don't believe you. They see the nice little woman at the end of the street, and 2 or 3 women with a trolley full of watchtowers and awakes, and it's not a cult, surely. It's just as much a cult as anywhere else, right? It's like mind control. Generations of people, generations of family have been caught up in, well, I'm here now, I have to stay the course, because what if Armageddon does come tomorrow, and I do leave the organisation? I've never seen anything quite like it. I'd love to stand in front of 1,000 Jehovah's Witnesses and tell them my life story and tell them why they need to wake up, speak out, and live their own lives. God doesn't need them to look at the watchtower when they're reading the Bible or when they're praying. Okay? To help them find the courage to know that they're not alone, and there are people like me and like thousands of other ex-JWs who are out there to help them. We're not evil, we're not apostates, we're not devil worshippers. We're normal people who have left the organisation, right, and been happier for it. Thankfully, I didn't bring my kids are adults now, and I didn't bring them up in Jehovah's Witness organisation. There's no way I could have done that, but it's still happening. I speak to people regularly who have been affected, who I know people who lost children, at least 2 in the 80s due to the blood issue alone, and I knew another couple where the lady died, and they had the hospital committee come in, and all the discussions were had, and like, it just makes me feel physically sick, that what they're still doing, and how many changes they have made. And I know that they're losing thousands and thousands and thousands of members because people are now doing their own research online, right? They are able to work things out for themselves. But it doesn't make easy with the shunning policy. So that's why at my age, I still talk about the Jehovah's Witnesses as a cult. And I think that's really important that people know it's a lot more than little old ladies standing beside their watchtower and awake, right? Anybody wants to speak to me about it, ask me any questions. I say my book is available. I'm not trying to sell it because I just want people to know it's out there. But message me. I'd be glad to talk to you about it. There's life after the JWs. Trust me. And it's 100% better. Okay? It's a big step if you're trying to pull free. We know how difficult it is, but it's so worth it to have that freedom of thought and to have that one-to-one relationship with God if that's what you so choose. And if you don't, then that's fine. You still have the freedom to live your life before it's too late. Okay, wherever you are in the world, please take good care, and I'll make another video shortly. But yeah, any questions, send me a message. See you all soon. Bye for now.